Hey everyone, it's me, Laura from The Papered Soul, and I'm coming to you to show you another journal that I have completed. And this particular one is a private swap that I did with Gina Weissman. And so I've finally gotten this done for her, and I'm really excited about it. This is done with the Dragonfly Dreams kit by Artie Mays. And I think many of you already know this is just an absolutely gorgeous kit. And any of you that don't know yet, well, you're about to find out. It's beautiful. So this pretty little flowers here, they're so delicate looking. I put some lace on the spine that kind of just seem to mimic the little flowers over there. And it's very antique-y, vintagey looking, very pretty. So there's my spine. I've got paper on the back. I did put a little bit of varnish on it just to protect the cover. I've got my book plate where I stamped out Dragonfly, and it's backed with, the main focal picture is backed with some pattern paper and then sewn on and then sewn, put onto the backing here. So this back paper here is also sewn on, and then this was sewn. So there's a lot of sewn elements in this journal around a lot of the tags. There's coffee dyeing. Most of the papers have been coffee dyed. Lots of ribbons and laces and whatnot. So my closure are the little eyelets on each side, and then I just tied some seam binding. All right, so inside I have kind of a vintagey pattern paper that looks real, blended really well with the opening page here. And then I stamped some dragonflies in, actually I think that's Vintage Photo that I actually did that in. So it was more soft and subtle. So inside here we have, I did a guest check, and I folded up from Patricia Viramonte's. She did a tutorial, and I just kind of used one of the guest checks that I have in my shop and folded it up and then folded it back down and made a little tag tuck out of it. So on the back you can journal. Then I made a little tag here out of a dragonfly. I have some dragonfly quotes in this one, and so they're really some cute ones in here. I'll read you some, but I may not read all of them. And that's a tag with coffee dye paper that's been sewn on there. A little bit of lace. Envelope. Again, I added pattern papers to match the kit. Did some stenciling. Here's a Rita Donnelly flip and then a double Rita Donnelly flip in there. So that was fun. That's sewn. And then pretty little elements. I made one of these little dragonfly tags, sewed on it, and then put some blue cheese or teal cheesecloth underneath that pocket. It's a belly band, the belly band, and it opens up and you can do journaling. I did stenciling. I've got the tag here, another pretty tag, little jar, journaling. I did a little pocket on the back, punched it with edge punching. You can flip that up and do some writing, a little hidden writing there. So it's all kind of hidden and tucked away. This particular envelope, this was a lot of fun. I have just recently purchased, and I know y'all are going to be excited for me because I just recently got me a big kick. So I'm having a big time with my big kick, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm starting out, slow, but I have the Dragonfly from Tim Holtz, the Sizzix Dragonfly that I embossed on here. But this envelope was a tutorial from Crafty Shabby, and she had a tutorial that was really neat and a lot of fun on these envelopes. So you do a little stamping, you do inking and coffee spraying, and get it all nice and aged looking, and then you go and emboss it. And then I sprayed it with some glimmer mist and everything. So it's just really pretty. Lots of texture to this envelope. And I just tucked some paper that I used in the kit. So that's really pretty. There's like a little dragonfly on the back too that I embossed. So I'm having fun with my big kick. Like I say, I don't have, you know how it is, those of you that already have them, you've got to collect all the little goodies that you can use in them. So my little stash is kind of small in that area, and I'm gonna have to grow gradually. Just some stamping. I did edge punch most of my pages. That's another pretty tag from the kit. I did add a little bit of journaling page on some ivory paper that's already got some lines on it. I think I did 2 pages like that in here. Here's a Hermelinda kind of tag that you can journal on. I did have this in my journal, but I pulled it out. This is grid paper on one side and then the college ruled line paper on the other. And I had it in the signature, but then I just thought, I wasn't feeling it. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So what I did is, you know, I'd run the little ribbon through, but I just thought it looked prettier in my pocket. I like it. Again, all these tags sewn around, and they either have grid paper or coffee dye paper behind them. Did a little tuck here with one of the banners from the kit. And I just, you know, did make a few little tags, small tags that were just from the papers, you know, that I just created. That's my favorite little stamp that I have. It's just like a little tag stamp, and I love it. Just a little extra piece of graph paper there. Stenciling. And I love the black against that kind of golden yellow. I just thought that was pretty. I usually let the pages from the kit that the artists have created already, they speak for themselves. They're just so beautiful. I just put a little trim on that. Got some lace on here. I made this just real simple. Coffee dyed, did a little stamping, and the Dragonfly did some sewing. So it's double, you know, it's thick, so they're sturdy. I like a sturdy tag. I don't like it when I worry if it's too thin when I'm pulling on it. I don't want to rip them. So I did more stenciling on this little yellow to pick up the yellow, little subtle yellows in this one. And this is a flip out. So all that extra journaling space, gobs of journaling space everywhere. Little doily, journal on the back of that, journal on the back of this. Journal, journal, journal. Whoop. Yep, more journaling space. That opens up. And then I was just playing with this. I did stenciling, a little stamping, did some fun little sewing around it. It's double-sided, like double thickness. Put some Wink of Stella on this, just a little on the peachy pinks parts. But just, you know, a fun little homemade tag just to kind of match the kit. This is one of the little folded envelopes. Actually, folded pieces of paper that looks like an envelope, and then I made a little booklet out of it, sewed it with some yellow, little signature, like a little signature. So lots of little journaling space in that, and this just tucks up under there. That is I did more stenciling back there, but you can journal on that. That's one of my favorite images. There's so many pretty ones in here. I did a little lace down in here, just a touch of lace. I just thought that was pretty. And fun little dragonflies all over the tracing paper, so you can write on that, write all around those dragonflies. Look at that, a piece that doesn't have anything on it. How did I let that happen? I have to really try to do that, at least a little bit. I struggle. This is just some stationery that I actually had at a little card set, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. So I just popped one of those in there for Miss Gina, and then some journaling space on that. This is an envelope. Actually, I left this envelope open so she can, I'll just show you. I mean, that is why I'm doing this this video. I'm trying to show you the journal, right? So I need to take the time. Anyway, yeah, so if she wants to write something or close it up later, she can. I have a little quote on it, a small glimpse of beauty about dragonflies there. lace. This is some paper that I used, coffee dyed. Excuse me. I coffee dyed on a muffin pan. I like to just lay it on top of the muffin pan, and then you get all these really neat circles. And another cool effect you get with that is the coffee will kind of pool in the little cup of the little muffin spots, and so you get extra little neat coffee stains. Anyway, I love that. I'm glad I tried that because I love it. And then this is the center of this signature. I did one thick signature for her. I think there's 20 pages in here, so times your 4 sides. And then I made a pocket here. I just shrank this image and then sewed it into the middle of the signature, and it's a little pocket that she can tuck some. I think I have some stuff in there. No, I don't. I might have to put some in there for her. More of that pretty fun coffee stain paper. And a pretty little tag here. Just made a little pocket, did some stenciling, lace, stenciling on the back of that. Beautiful. I love how this kit, it ebbs and flows. It just flows from cool blues, teals, and pinks to peaches and greens. So it's throughout the book, it's just like, oh, we're on some blue colors pages, and now we're onto some warm colors, and isn't that what summer is all about? Here's your line paper, more coffee dye paper. Okay, so this is a little, just little notes. I've done this in one of my elements, actually 2 others I did. I really like doing this because it's a pretty little way to add more writing space, and I do have some pretty light stenciling there, graph paper and extra paper. Sewed it in like a regular signature with some twine, metallic twine, and then have a little pocket in the back and extra little paper and one of the little spools from the kit. Got some lace, and I have this little flower attached with a brad, and on the other side it's tucked up and glued up under there, so it shouldn't be going anywhere, so it's nice and sturdy. The other thing, I did keep this open at the top, so if she wanted to tuck a little something in here, she could. So, did that. And then you just, pull the string down. I lift the little petals up and then just kind of run it around one time, and that holds that closed. Keeps it kind of contained. But lots of journaling space there. Another thing I like about these journals, with the way folding them over, I have lots of different size papers. The kit was a little bit smaller, and I tried to make it larger, as large as I could. So I just added, let my coffee dye paper be the regular size once you fold it in half, 8.5 by 11. But I like all the variances of the different papers because that adds texture and interest. So instead of just seeing green all the way up to the edge with this pocket and hiding the page behind it, you get a whole different, and see here, you get that peak of the pages behind it. So I do like that effect. Here's another little tag I made and stuck one of her pretty little tags there. Actually, that was one I made from her kit. Did some stenciling and sewing. Put a picture back there. Here's another one of the envelopes that I did from Crafty Shabby. I did a swirl and postal. I sprayed it too and everything. These are fun. I just love the way they feel and look. So that was a lot of fun. Got a little bird paper clip for her there. And then I left this one open also and stenciled all inside one of the envelopes from the kit. So she can certainly, close them up if she wants to, or she can keep them open. Cute little bird. Doily, more stamping, and another little flip there. Little tag I made. That one I cut out also from the paper. It's just so pretty. More stenciling, but again, you can journal all over it. It's light stenciling. A little flower here, and that will help you open up the bag. I've got a cut out Dragonfly that I got from my Sizzix, my big kick, and I just thought that was pretty. I embossed it too with swirls. Punch to attach it, I just My paper had this punch on the edge that has the holes in there already established. So what I did is I just went back and punched the holes in this bag and then ran some fun little colorful fibers and yarns through it to hold it on. So that's how I sewed the bag on. It opens up. You can put a picture back here. You can journal back here if you want. And I have a fun little, actually what I did is I just made a little card and I sewed around it, and I did a little research from the internet, like a little student, and I did research on dragonflies and just shared a little information about dragonflies with Gina. And then I did down here, I did a little poem myself. So I signed it. Let me see if I can get this in here without, yep, that looks good. I had to have it blue to make it look like a sky background. I love that. And then this is the other side of that little flip there. I stamped out Dragonfly. I made a teeny little tag from the paper in the kit. Did some stenciling, added extra paper there. Little trim. Made a little tag there, just punched it out, and I just am dangling this from that little bow. And this is vellum. And so I printed one of the pages out, well, the same page here, out on some vellum and just cut it to kind of overlay on that pretty golden yellow background there. So you have some movement and just fun little things. Pretty lace. Crochet trim, I should say. And then one of their pretty little tickets. Graph paper on the back. Made one of my folded up envelopes and I put a quote, "Always maintain a kind of summer even in the middle of winter," by Henry David Thoreau. I love that quote. And then of course you just open it up, journal, and tuck it up under there. And a little flower there with some sparkly bling. Another pretty little cards front and back there. This is some really good staining. I love it when it just comes out really interesting like that. I don't know if some of you may recognize this. I made this and had it on my Instagram, and I was just kind of showing you. This card had a little bend in it, some damage to it, and then I had these were little snippets that I had in my little side drawer from when I was cutting things off and I didn't want to waste them. And so then I just kind of did some stenciling and stamping, lined and sewed on these little ribbons and trims and laces. Put the little rosette there. I had a single rosette by itself that I had to cut off. So, and then I stamped the dragonfly, and it can be used as a tuck spot. But I just thought that added a little bit of something to that page. I love this page. Just the simplicity, the cool colors. It's like a periwinkle flower. On a little quote tag I made. It says, "It's very far away. It takes about half a day to get there if we travel by Dragonfly," by Jimi Hendrix. And you know, I tried to pull up, is that in a song? I'm thinking it's in one of his songs, but I tried to find it and I couldn't find it, but maybe I can later on. But anyway, I just thought that was neat. Can you imagine getting on the back of a dragonfly and seeing what kind of trip they take throughout the course of a day? Fun little homemade tag I made, stamped some bingo stamp on it and put a dragonfly there. Tucked a little piece of paper here. Did a little bit of stenciling. And that flips up. Did some more stenciling. And I love just the way that's all sitting there. Like a little pocket of fun. Then I cut out and backed on some cardstock part of an image there, and I thought that'd be a pretty little tuck spot. And extra paper here. Thought I was going to do something with that shape that I had punched out, so then I just thought, well, I'll just make a cute little tag out of that, and I put a little rhinestone bling there for the center of the flower, and a pretty card from the kit. And another pocket back here. This is one of the prettiest ones too. "May you touch dragonflies and stars, dance with fairies, and talk to the moon." I was actually going to put that, it's funny because I was going to put that quote in here, and then I realized she had it on her kit already, so that worked out. And then I made like a little pocket out of some coffee dye paper. I've got this and that's bits and bobs, and I sewed all around it and put some pretty little. I actually wanted it thick up here so that you can, you know, you wouldn't be afraid just to open your pocket. But if it's just a single piece of paper, you know, it would be too thin, I thought. So that's fun. She could journal on there if she wants to. And then I've got a little bit in here, not much, just like another spool tag and some extra paper. And she could put all kinds of little things in here. Ideas for her next journals that she wants to make. She could do that. So anyway, this was a lot of fun. The whole thing is fun. The whole process of journal making is fun, isn't it, everyone? Wouldn't you agree? There's my back. And I wrote, handmade by Laura Bame, The Papered Soul, 2018. I don't want her to forget me. I've enjoyed meeting her. She's such a sweet person, as so many of you are in this community. And Gina she's just a really good person. I've really enjoyed talking to her. And I did put these little flowers here like I always do. I just like to cover those little metal pieces up and everything. I just think it's a pretty way to decorate the inside as well. And then there's the back. So this was great fun to make. I got lots of ribbons sticking out of it. That's the way I like it. It's kind of like a vintage shabby chic, I guess. So anyway, I thank you, Gina, for giving me the opportunity to do a swap with you and asking me to do so. I have really enjoyed the challenge. I had a hard time deciding on what kit I wanted to do for her, and I told her that in my mind's eye, I've probably made her about 5 different journals because I couldn't decide on a kit. Well, there are so many beautiful kits out there to choose from. I hope you like it, Gina. And again, I thank you for your friendship, and thank you everyone for watching. Take care. Bye.